Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review video comparing the two devices that I love reading on the most, which is my Kindle Paperwhite and my iPad Mini 6. I use both these devices all the time, but they definitely both have their own pros and cons. So if you're in the market looking to buy a Kindle, or maybe you're looking to get an iPad Mini, in this video, I kind of want to break down my experience with using these two devices and kind of give you some tips and extra tricks that you might want to think about when deciding between these two devices. So the first device we're going to talk about is my 16 gigabyte Kindle Paperwhite, and this is actually the kids version. And before you ask, yes, I bought the kids version of the Kindle Paperwhite, but it's not only meant for kids. So the reason why I got this model was specifically it was on sale. It was cheaper to do this versus buying just the normal one that you see on Amazon's website. And there are some great features that come along with the kids version, and the one that caught my eye is it does not come with ads. So when you typically buy the Paperwhite, you have to pay extra to get the ads removed off the home screen, but with the kids, they don't have ads on it, so it's just an additional benefit. And something else I want to touch on is having 16 gigabytes of storage. I think is plenty of storage for this device. So to put that in perspective, right now I have 416 books downloaded to my Kindle app, and I went on my iPad and went through the settings and stuff and saw how much storage space that the Kindle app was taking up on my iPad, and it was 1.24 gigabytes of storage. So unless you plan on downloading a ridiculous amount of books, just to be able to kind of put that in perspective for you, in my opinion, I think that's a lot of books. Even doubling that, you're gonna have somewhere around a little over 2 gigabytes of data used. And that's still a lot of books, a lot of space to go. So I know I've had this talk with friends in the past when they were deciding which e-reader, which Kindle to go with, and they were looking at the different options when it comes to the storage space. And it's my recommendation, you don't need a lot of storage space. A little bit goes a long ways. These EPUB files, they don't take up a lot of space. So now I'm gonna go over some pros of this Paperwhite device. The first being is the battery is amazing. I can charge this and it stays in standby mode for at least like 2 months, and it still has like 85% battery if I don't use it. If I am using it, this definitely will last easily a month on one charge. This device is also waterproof, so I've taken it into pools, I've taken it into lakes. We always go on a family vacation every year on a houseboat, and we don't have electricity. We have a generator we turn on every night and kind of charge devices, but this is great for that because I don't have to worry about the battery dying. I charge it before we go, and all week I'm reading a ton of books and there's no issue with the battery dying. And then also on that trip to being able to take this out on the beach, into the lake, things like that is just super nice having it waterproof. Whenever I go to Florida with my mom and have a girls vacation, I always bring this and I will read it in the pool. And I always have people coming up to me like, oh my gosh, like, aren't you afraid you're gonna like ruin your device? Like, you have electronics in the pool. And I'm always like, well, it's waterproof, like it's not gonna get damaged. I always hold it above the water. I'm not like putting it in the water or anything like that, but if it gets wet, it's fine. But yeah, I'm still careful with it, even though I know I can submerge it, but I just don't. I kind of keep it above the water and just read it in the pool like that. This device is also very lightweight. It does not weigh a lot at all. It's very comfortable for reading different angles, having it above your head, in your lap, wherever. It's very lightweight, so I like that about it. And I can't say this enough, the screen on this is it's outstanding. It is so nice. Everyone that talks about like the Kindle screen, it really lives up to its hype in my opinion. Being able to read this in direct sunlight, I almost prefer reading from this when I'm in the sun because the screen just looks so fantastic. Like, I don't know what it is, but like everything, it just looks so good. There's zero glare, you can see everything perfectly. But there's something else I want to talk about coming up in kind of the cons list of this device pertaining to the screen. So now I'm going to switch gears and go into the cons of this device, and I'm going to start off talking about the screen. And this is something that I don't see anyone talking about, is this screen scratches very easily. So my screen has a couple scratches in it. I did not get a screen protector because I just didn't think I don't know what I was thinking, honestly, because I put screen protectors on all my devices and everything I own, but I didn't put a screen protector on this and it got scratched in a couple spots, and it is very, very noticeable to see the scratches when you're like viewing this and reading books outside in direct sunlight. Like you see the scratch in the screen and then you also see like a reflection of it in the screen. It's kind of weird how to describe it, but long story short, get a screen protector for the device. Okay, so other cons include you're kind of forced into just using the Kindle app on this device. You're kind of roped into Amazon's ecosystem. So that could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I kind of see it as a con because, like I'll explain with my mini, I use other apps when reading my books. So just be mindful of that you're kind of wrapped into that ecosystem. Another thing is this device is black and white. I know they came out with the color version, which I have no experience, no recommendations there. This is just the black and white Paperwhite. So what I can say is it would be nice to have it in color when you're looking at book covers in your library, or if you're looking for a new book to read. It's kind of nice, kind of would like to have the color on the covers. But something else that's kind of a bigger deal for me is when it comes to highlighting within the books. You just get, I'm assuming it just defaults to the yellow highlighter, but it's black and white, so you can't see what highlighter you're using, and you don't have options to change your highlight color. So this one really drives me crazy because normally when I'm on my phone or on my iPad mini, I will highlight things and each color represents something different for me. So when I look through the pages of the book, I can immediately identify when this is like a character or a place or something I really liked. Or in my thriller books, I use a color that this has something to do with something that'll happen later down in the plot, like when I'm guessing things like that. So I have all these different colors representing something, and with the Kindle, you don't get that. So that's something that really bothers me when I'm going through, especially like fantasy books too, because there's so much world building and things going on. I really like to be able to see what I'm highlighting and what that color kind of goes to. Okay, so now we're gonna switch gears and I'm gonna talk about my iPad mini 6. This is not the most recent iPad that has come out. I was waiting for, like, I'm not kidding you, like over a year, and all the reviews online, everyone's saying, oh, it's coming out this fall, didn't come out. Oh, it's coming out in the spring, didn't come out. So I was like, I want this device. I know I'm going to love it. I just went ahead and bought it. And then like not even 6 months later, the new iPad minis came out. So I'm like, this is just my luck, but whatever. I'm not that brokenhearted about it, just because I don't feel like I need to upgrade this device. I'm very happy with it. It would be nice to have a little faster of the processor with a better chip that the new ones have, but it's the same size. It has a lot of the same specs. The cameras are the same. There's not the screen resolution, and the screen isn't upgraded on the new ones. There's a lot of things that I'm like, there's no point in me upgrading this device. So I would recommend, if you are looking for a mini, to just get the new one, but I just want to add that in there, that this is the older 6 model and I like it, I love it. I'm not looking to upgrade it right now. So the first thing I want to talk about is on both devices, I have the clear cases on it. So on this one, I have this one. Same sort of kind of format got going on here. This does have the pencil, which is super nice to have. I'm going to put it over here because it always falls off. And then something else I want to mention is I have this wallet stand on here right now, and this is super nice for putting this on desks and reading it like that. So I'm just going to throw that out there, that I recommend this little wallet device. It's super nice and handy to set up my iPad on. But now I want to get into the device itself. So I have a focus mode, which is my reading focus mode. And that pretty much is like, it's the same background as my Kindle. So I can kind of mimic the Kindle feeling and experience by having the same background on my mini that I do on my Kindle. So if you do go with the mini, I would recommend setting up a focus mode for reading specifically. And then on my homepage, I have some widgets and some apps that I use. And like I mentioned earlier, you're not just only needing to use the Amazon or the Kindle ecosystem on this mini. You can use other apps, other reading apps. For example, we have Apple Books that I have on here. And pretty much for me, I have in my Apple Books app, I guess. I have a lot of my business books on here. So I use the Kindle app for my fiction and fun reading, and then the books app I use for all my business reads and all the books that I want to read that are nonfiction. So I think one of the biggest pros to having the mini over the Kindle Paperwhite is this is essentially a mini computer. You have access to all the apps. You can use this for business, for funsies, whatever you want. It's a lot more versatile than the Kindle Paperwhite. So some of the ways that I kind of customize this, I have a GoodNotes, and as you can see, I actually have this set up side by side. So sometimes when I'm reading my book, I will have this open. Right now I'm reading the Frida McFadden book, so I have this set up next to it so I can keep track of characters, what's going on in the book, but I do want to kind of talk more about this. So something fun on here that I have is Jen's 2025 bookshelf. I started doing this last year. I continue it this year. This is just a file that I made in Canva. It's like a little bookshelf, and it has all the books that I read this year. Once I'm done reading them, I kind of log them into my bookshelf, which has been really fun and I've really enjoyed doing. So this is something else that I created in Canva, this little template. This one's A Court of Thorns and Roses, just to have the book cover on here, some information on the book itself, some of the pronunciation guides, the rating down here. I'm sure you've seen these before. And then something else fun that I did was I made this story arc page. So every 10% of the book, I kind of fill out one of these bubbles and I go through and kind of write down plot points, what's going on. So I can kind of look at this, and if I'm reading a book and I kind of get away from it and then come back to it, I can quickly go through here and look at my notes and be like, okay, what's going on in the story? What did I miss? Where is this location? Who's that? How are these characters related? Things like that. And then I also created a dedicated character page where I just put the character's name and then some notes next to them. And this is kind of a fun one for any of your thriller reads or mystery books. I have my predictions by page number, so I'll write down the page number and then kind of guess where the plot's going or what's going to happen with this character, and that's been kind of fun for me to fill that out. And I also have a favorite quotes by page number little template thing set up here too, so if I want to write any of those down, I can put them in here. So I just wanted to share that template with you because this was a really fun part of my reading journey, to have these pages that I can kind of follow along with in the book. The Apple Pencil, again, works great in here. This is the GoodNotes app. You can also do this in Notability, I would recommend. I have notes within each, use both of them. They both have their little things that I like and don't like. But yeah, that's where I have that within that app. And yeah, I always use it when I'm reading my books. You definitely get a very customized reading experience when you're using your mini. You can use apps, you can use widgets, you can really make a creative, fun home screen. There's a lot of things that if you're looking to kind of customize your reading experience, I definitely recommend this device. But I do want to get into some of the cons because there are definitely some noticeable differences between the two devices. So the first thing I want to go over is the battery life. The battery life is not as good as the Paperwhite is. Definitely, it's not even comparable, honestly, but this device does last you all day, so I wouldn't worry necessarily if you're reading quite a couple of hours throughout the day. It's gonna last you all day. It's kind of like a cell phone. You just charge it at the end of the day. It's never been a big issue for me, but the battery is a lot better with the Kindle Paperwhite. And then the next thing I want to talk about is just the screen. The screen is not as good as the Kindle Paperwhite, but I did put a screen protector on here. Anything that gives you like the paper feel is a good option. There's some screen protectors that are just the clear ones, some privacy ones. I recommend getting one that has the word paper in the title. That way it has that, like, you can kind of hear it that little bit of a scratchiness, and it kind of gives a little like dulling to the screen, makes it a lot easier to write on too, but it definitely, it kind of makes the screen a little more matte is what I'm getting at, and it kind of gives you that Kindle experience. Again, it's not comparable. The Kindle, the screen is outstanding on it. They're really not comparable at all, but it does kind of reduce that glare and give you a little bit of that Kindle reading experience. Also, this device is a little bit heavier than the Paperwhite. This one is a lot noticeably, not too noticeably, but noticeably lighter than the iPad mini. And also the size too. Let's put them side by side here. You can definitely tell that this Paperwhite is a lot smaller than the mini. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's not like that much smaller. I can still fit this in a lot of my purses and things when I want to take it on the go, so that's nice. But yeah, it is a little bit bigger than the Kindle Paperwhite. And the last thing I want to touch on is this is not waterproof. Again, probably not too big of a deal, but if you are looking to use your Kindle or iPad in pools, hot tubs, lakes, things like that, definitely go with the Paperwhite. This, you cannot get wet, not water resistant, not waterproof. Do not get this device wet. Don't take it in water. Definitely go with the Paperwhite if that is a big selling point for you. So that's kind of my comparison between the two devices. And ultimately, I've had this conversation with a lot of people, and ultimately it comes down to what are you using the device for? And kind of what kind of experience do you want to have with the device? If you're looking for something that's a little more techy, a little more involved, a little more customizable, you can use a pencil, have more of a computer experience, go with the iPad. But if you're just looking for an amazing device to read your books, and that's the only thing you're focused on, and you like Kindle, the Kindle app, using the Amazon library, then I would recommend going with the Paperwhite. So hopefully this video has helped you decide which device you prefer if you're trying to figure out which one you want to buy. So down in the comments, make sure you let me know which one you are gonna go with, which one you have. Let's talk about it. I'm interested to know your experience. Just leave me a comment down below. And if you found that this video was helpful, if you wouldn't mind considering giving it a like and hitting that subscribe button down below. It's a free way to support my channel, and it is greatly appreciated. So with all that being said, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one.